Hi everyone, it's the 6th of November 2024. I'm Gary Waterman, a former UK police constable of 18 years service. I'm a Christian and a victim of this international government fraud that irrefutably facilitates the most awful crimes against humanity, but most worryingly, the most innocent of all, our children. But it's affecting millions of people through the financial system that is in place that is completely criminal due to the forgery of company and corporations, and the banks being allowed to produce forged bank documents for those entities to falsify their company accounts. It links to the taxation system. So, of course, that provides the motive for our governments and their organisations to not resolve all of the world's issues, whether it be the world's conflicts and wars, the health problems, the child trafficking, the psychological harm caused by alcohol or drugs, sexual abuse, etc., because all the time they maintain those problems, they can defraud the public through this system of fraud. It will be worth trillions of pounds for them. So it must change. It must stop. There is no option but to change the system to a transparent taxation system at the source of payment, so that the actual masses can audit the government's own accounts and how they use the tax contributions. There also must be full verification of company and corporations, which they have not been doing at all since 1844, to bring back accountability and liability with real names, real addresses being used for these incorporations. There needs to be strict legislation to prevent people in positions of authority from making decisions for themselves or affiliated decisions for others, so that a small number of people are not the only ones gaining from their decisions. It needs to be for the masses and for the environment. Then we need to be certain there's going to be no further move to full digital currency control, because if they do that, then we are in a very dangerous time, because they will be able to silence individuals financially, but also potentially in more sinister ways who try to oppose any criminal government policies. We need to ensure that there is a transparent financial system in relation to real estate, to ensure that money being spent on real estate and properties is not defrauding anyone involved in that properties such as leaseholders, etc. We need to ensure that there is no further sexualization of children. I've very recently seen very concerning information written supposedly by the World Health Organization and the United Nations, which is being pushed out across educational establishments around the world, completely sexualizing little children. It's absolutely unreal, and I anticipate that is in preparation for them to remove the age of sexual consent altogether. We need to ensure that there is going to be no further move to reduce the age of sexual consent. There is no way that a 10-year-old or 5-year-old can consent and make a rational decision to have sex with somebody who is 80 years old. It's just not possible. And this is what appears to be the motive in a lot of this: the child trafficking, the abuse. It looks as though these very sinister, evil people want to have their way with the children. Now, unfortunately, it's headed by the Freemasons, this system of fraud, and there appears to be a Luciferian occult system at the head of this, but also a historical element going back many, many centuries in relation to what we're seeing coming to a head. Now, as you're aware, I've been pushing for an international working strike by everybody starting this Friday, the 8th of November 2024. You may or may not be aware. I'm also urging everybody not only to take part in that, but also to withhold on a conditional basis all tax contributions. And that is because we are at a critical time. So the masses need to take critical action, and that will hopefully act as leverage to compel the government to make the right actions and the right moves to change the trajectory of humanity before we spiral into a very, very dark place indeed. Because everything they're doing suggests they are trying to remove moral conscience and therefore send us into a very dark, sinfully driven world, which we cannot allow. We cannot allow that, okay? There's so much evidence to suggest that. Now, I've written various emails over the last few days. This includes an email to around 650 members of Parliament. I've sent emails to members of the FBI, World Health Organization, World Economic Forum, and NATO. I've sent a report to Dorset Police, my previous police force, and I've had absolutely no response whatsoever other than automatic generated responses to confirm they have them. This is in relation to me making the proposal of the international working strikes and why. Over the last few months, I have sent reports to multiple organisations including most of the UK police forces, and they are completely ignoring the irrefutable evidence of the international government fraud and the child trafficking. That is very worrying and suggests they are biding their time for something potentially very sinister against the masses. We must compel a change. I urge everybody to get behind this so that we can use it as leverage to change the system, so that the people have a voice in what that system is before it is too late. It's absolutely possible to resolve this, but we need the masses to really get behind this. And it's not about me, this is about the evidence. It's irrefutable evidence. I am 100% certain that what I'm saying is correct, okay? It's overwhelming evidence. So get behind this strike this Friday, please. For the sake of the children, we need to change this whilst we can. And it doesn't matter what faith group you're from. If you don't have a faith, doesn't matter what culture, ethnicity, where you're from, how old you are, what sex you are. We all need to unite against our common enemy, which is this system. 100% it is this system and those that control it whilst we still can. We really need to get behind this. Okay, God bless you all, and thank you very much for listening.